Let's circle back to Justin Fields, because this is what I've been waiting to talk about. Falcons fans were talking about it when he wasn't drafted by the team, obviously. Well, now he's going to get the opportunity to return to the Benz. I have full confidence that the full Fields family is going to be out there in downtown Atlanta, ready to see Justin maybe shine. I mean, this is such an exciting thing for him. It is week 11, November 20th. Mark your calendars, circle it on the schedule. Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Justin Fields returns home. He's a Harrison product. To everyone that knows him is very proud of him, what he's been able to do. Had some struggles in his rookie season, but should be interesting to see him return. Aaron, you've kind of gone on a tangent about him already, but why are we the most excited that Fields is going to return here?
I mean, if you're a football fan, I think I'm sure there are some Falcon fans that might disagree with me. I get into those arguments with them on Twitter constantly. But, I think if you're a football fan, you want to see Justin Fields do well in his NFL career. Maybe if you're a Falcon fan, you don't want to see him do well on that particular Sunday. But it's going to be an intriguing matchup. I certainly think. Again, I think it's probably one of the more winnable games the Falcons have, so they kind of need to win it. It also sort of makes it, again, one game doesn't determine whether or not a good draft pick or a bad draft pick or whatever the case may be, but it certainly quiets some of the question marks maybe that some people still have lingering about the Falcons' future quarterback situation, whether that's Marcus Mariota, whether that's Desmond Ridder, maybe that's someone not currently on the Falcons roster. Certainly, if Justin Fields was able to pull off a win here in Atlanta's home turf, it would not look good at the current moment for the Falcons in their current rebuilding project.
Here's the thing about this is that this is a game in November, and I could already probably write my intro to my package for this game and how it's going to play out and how it's going to happen. But, the Bears are a team that has struggled. And like I said earlier, Justin Fields went through some rookie growing pains, as a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL do. I still think he's going to be really successful as a signal caller in the NFL. Rothstein, you've got something to say. I know you're just chomping at the bit to say it. So
I am, because people aren't going to like this, but let's be honest. If Justin Fields was not from Atlanta, would you have wanted Justin Fields as your quarterback? And then would you have really wanted the Falcons to draft Justin Fields? And I don't know if that answer is yes. I just really don't. I saw what happened in Chicago, and yes, Chicago was a mess last year in terms of what was going on.
They're going through a lot as a franchise.
They were, but now they have a new coach. This is a coach and a general manager, because Ryan Pace, by the way, their old GM, now in Atlanta's front office.
Yep.
That didn't draft him. So there's not going to be as much of a commitment to Justin Fields. So this is a big year and a half for Justin Fields. But beyond that, if he wasn't from here, I just don't think that passion for him would be nearly as strong as it is.
Aaron, do you have anything to say to that?
I don't think he's wrong in that, but at the same time, he is from here, so I think it does, dial things up a little bit.
Yeah,
sure.
It's interesting. You can respond if you would like to. This is a YouTube show. Go for it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it does, but at the same time, that's part of this, right? Like, if the Atlanta Falcons fan base wanted every Atlanta-based player to get drafted, you wouldn't have anyone from anywhere else, and maybe that would be good. I don't know, but you would not have had Matt Ryan. You would not have had so many guys on this team. It's just because you're from here doesn't mean that that's a good selection, because also keep this in mind too. When you are from here and you come back and play here, and this is anywhere.
Yeah.
And especially a city like Atlanta, and maybe even a city like Chicago, if you're from that area, there's so much more pressure on you, so many more distractions, that's harder, I think, in a lot of ways. Yes, it's easier because you have family around, but it's also harder because that same family that has seen you is now you also have money, and you also have this level of fame. So I think it actually would have been harder for Justin Fields to come back to Atlanta than to be somewhere else. And I would say that about any quarterback that has in a similar situation to him.
I'm going to disagree with that just a little bit, and I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on Justin, but knowing his family personally, I think that his situation's a little bit different. I have so much respect for his dad and for his sister, and I think it's going to be a great homecoming. That's all I'll say. Let's move on just a little bit. I can't hear you guys anymore in my ear, just in case you wanted to know. So one of the things that we were looking to find out with the Falcons schedule would be the primetime game. There is one of those. That would be the Amazon Prime game, and it is an NFC South matchup with the Carolina Panthers, and it is week 10, November 10th. Are we surprised that they even got one, Rothstein?
I'm not, because most teams at this point get one. They're 17 weeks or 18 weeks, 17 games. So at some point, they're going to get one. Now, I did not think they would get more than one, and it's not surprising to me that they ended up on a Thursday night game because, listen, Sunday nights usually are like the game of the week. Monday Night Football, prestige, they want to give Monday Night Football good games. Thursday night, we've seen it. Yeah. I mean, think of how many times Jacksonville has been on a Thursday night. Like, that's part of what happens. So it's not surprising to me that they are on Thursday night. It is not surprising to me either that this is a game that they would go to for a Thursday night game, because it is an oddly intriguing matchup on a short week, just because these two teams just have so many question marks that maybe one of them ends up being good or mediocrely decent, and you can kind of push that. Otherwise, it's kind of this mid-season, like you just kind of put it on. You kind of put it on there. And to be honest, I haven't looked at every game and the way that the schedule broke down every game, so I don't know what other matchups there are to do on this week or other weeks. But I'm not surprised they got one game and that's it. And I'm kind of not surprised it's Carolina. I thought maybe it would be like a Pittsburgh or maybe an Arizona type situation that they would have put in a Thursday night for them. But I mean, it's a division game, right?
Right, exactly. And a Thursday night game as we sit right now with a lot of quarterback questions for both of these teams. I think obviously Carolina hoping that Sam Darnold is the guy, but who knows? Matt Corral came in there. We don't know what's going to happen in Atlanta at the quarterback position either. That brings me to my next and final topic for all of you guys wondering what the heck is going to be going on tomorrow and Saturday. That is rookie minicamp for the Falcons. It begins, and this is a great rookie roster. I'm excited to see a couple of these guys. Who is the most intriguing? Aaron, you and I have talked about this a little bit before, but what are you looking forward to the most when rookie minicamp gets started in Flowery?
Yeah, it's always about the first round pick. It's always about Drake London and what he can do. I think he's probably the most intriguing rookie to see if he can, help elevate this Falcons offense, because they're going to need to, put up some points in some of these games against some of these opponents if they're going to have a chance to be competitive. And he's going to be a big part of that, along with Kyle Pitts and whoever winds up being the quarterback.
I think Drake London hopefully is going to be really exciting to watch on Sundays. He's obviously going to be an immediate need for the Falcons. Rothstein, who are you excited to see?
Yeah, I'm going to go completely off the board here.
Oh, okay.
Because, Drake London's the obvious answer, right? And a lot of these draft picks, and Tyler Algier is really intriguing to me, a guy who could actually end up being their starting running back this year. But I'm going to give you a name. His name's Jared Bernhardt. He's an undrafted free agent. He was a quarterback at Ferris State. Now he's going to be a wide receiver returner. So what makes him intriguing? Well, he played college football for one season. We're talking 1 year. He didn't lose a game, by the way, in college. Ferris State won the Division II national title. But his career before that, he played college lacrosse at Maryland. Maryland, by the way, one of the best teams in the country. And his last year playing lacrosse, he was the college player of the year, took his team to the national title game where they lost by a goal to Virginia. I'm really curious to see what he looks like, because I think he's the type of guy that could be in the Chris Hogan, Tom Kennedy mold, make this transition. It's going to be a while for him, but I'm curious to see where that baseline is for him, because I think he's a real sleeper type player.
I really love that. And I think that this is the building blocks that we've been talking about that this front office is putting together. Obviously, these are a lot of the draft class and some of these undrafted rookie free agents, like you talked about, Rothstein. One of the guys that I think is intriguing, not necessarily because he's coming from Georgia, but Justin Schaefer. If you were listening to my podcast, Married to the Game, I had Grady Jarrett's mom on, and she reminded me that way back in the day when Justin was in high school, he actually was MVP of one of Grady's camps, and now the two of them are on the same team. So it's going to be cool to see them reunite. I'm excited to see Desmond Ridder, as I think a lot of people are. Troy Anderson, the inside linebacker from Montana State, also intriguing as well. What do we want the rookies to accomplish, Aaron, starting on Friday?
Yeah, it's just about getting up to speed. Arthur Smith called this basically a rookie orientation, and it's just about, welcome to the NFL moments, getting in the classroom, and trying to get this offense and this defense and this scheme and all those various things, because we're going to see a number of these rookies probably play early, including Drake London and Arnold Ebiketie. So if those guys can get up to speed as soon as possible, I think that's really the name of this rookie minicamp this weekend.
Okay, time has escaped us. We're counting down the minute, but Rothstein, he brought up a good point. These are a lot of guys that will see a lot of playing time come immediately on September 11th on Sunday. Do you feel like that's the truth as well?
Yeah, I do. I mean, Drake London, Tyler Algier, Arnold Ebiketie, a guy that we didn't talk about, D'Angelo Malone, Justin Schaefer's first cousin, by the way. Those guys, I think you could see the field early. And also, Justin Schaefer, listen, I think he's going to have every opportunity to try and win that job from Jalen Mayfield at left guard. He's not going to beat out Chris Lindstrom at right guard. Let's be real here. But I think that there are real possibilities there. And don't forget, too, their punter could be a rookie also. His name escapes me at the moment.
Jake Camarda?
No. They're an undrafted free agent punter. And
I can tell you.
Yeah, I'm blanking out on his name at the moment.
Go for it, Aaron. Thank you.
Yeah,
that's what I'm here for.
He's Dom Maggio is the only guy really in his way as far as competition goes, and that could really be another guy that could be really important, even though you're not going to think about it because it's punter.
There's a lot of important pieces that are going to probably go into fruition here starting on Friday and Saturday. It is the beginning of things starting to figure themselves out for the Falcons. Let's take one more look at the schedule, you guys. It is a beautiful one. Wow, and it's difficult. I think we've emphasized that over the last 30 minutes or however long we've been talking. I mean, this is just a gauntlet of a schedule. 17 games, 18 weeks, beginning with the Saints, week 1 at the Benz, and then they're going to finish week 18 with the Buccaneers. Also, by the way, week 14 is a bye. We just don't have it on our little schedule there, but week 14 is the bye for the Falcons. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you both. Michael Rothstein, Aaron Freeman, you guys do a tremendous job, each for ESPN for Michael Rothstein and for Locked On Falcons for Aaron Freeman. You guys have a fabulous evening. We will get you up to speed on everything happening in Flowery Branch from rookie minicamp starting on Friday, and we will also see you September 11th at the Benz as they take on the Saints to start the season. Have a good night.